Now that you've had a chance to look at the firearms that I use for the various different things, let's take a look at what I pack here for the kit. So first thing, always get yourself a good backpack. I picked up this backpack from Bass Pro recently, and it's been absolutely fantastic. A few things is that when you're looking for a hunting pack, there's a lot of different options out there, but when I was looking for this pack, the few things I was interested in are definitely having the waist belt here and having this clip right here on the straps of the backpack that help it from falling off. And the other thing too is having those waist straps really helps distribute the weight. Makes it a little easier as you're hiking out there for, well, if you're going for deer, I mean, you could be out there all day. For rabbits, I usually go out only half the day, but even still, you don't want to be fatigued and tired at the end of the day. So get yourself a good hunting pack. Another thing that I like about this pack too, there's lots of room in here for me to put my rabbits after I've skinned them and gutted them, so I can go hunting for more than one animal, which is great. And then I also have a camel pack here. So I do have a separate backpack that I can use. I usually only ever use this tiny little pack if I'm hunting in a group. Simply being because there's a little bit of storage up here, but not much. So there's not much chance to really pack all that you see here on the table into this small pack. So when I'm going in a group and we're going for deer, we usually share the responsibility so that way no one has to carry all one thing. So that's why I usually bring this pack with me, so there's only a couple things here in the top. So those are the backpacks that I use. The next thing we're really looking at is knives. So here I have this cool little deer processing kit. I'll come up close to the camera for you guys and show you. So this is a nice little deer processing kit. It can be hooked through a belt, but I don't like that. I usually just have it on the side of my backpack. So what's nice about this is it's got a bone saw for going through the bones. And then it has two knives, both of them fixed blades. So this one does not have the gut hook on it, whereas this one does. So I love using the gut hook. Honestly, it makes quick, swift, easy work. But I also like using the knife without the gut hook because there are certain situations where you want that. So when I'm going for deer, I'll make sure to pack this kit with me. When I'm not going for deer, I always carry these two knives with me. So these two knives, one of them has the gut hook on it, and I also like it because it is orange. So if I do drop it in the snow, I'm not going to be losing it. And the other one is this retractable blade. A lot smaller, as you can see. It's compared to my finger here. It's not very much bigger than my finger. So when I'm going hunting for rabbits, I always like carrying these two knives with me. And one of the reasons why is if you saw the last video where I went hunting for rabbits, I ended up getting a porcupine and coming home. If I managed to be out there and I went there a little bit earlier, I probably would have went for a rabbit as well. So it's always good to have two knives so you don't have cross-contamination. One of them for the rabbits, one of them for the porcupine. I do also have a smaller bone saw that can be attached at the hip. So I mean, I haven't really used it. I mean, when you're going hunting for deer, there's no reason to be having two, but I do have this as an option, so I can leave the big deer processing kit at home, or if I want, I could just go hunting with these two strapped onto my belt. The next thing we're going to talk about is rounds. Whenever you go hunting, it's always good to carry extra rounds with you, especially when you're going hunting for deer. Not that I think you'd need more than 5 shots. After all, if you're going hunting for deer, you're probably going for one. And if you need to take more than 5 shots to get one deer, I'd recommend going to the range and practicing probably a bit more. But with that being said, it's always good to carry extra just in case. So when I go hunting for rabbits, I always carry this small little firearm package with me. This is by Federal ammunition. This ammunition specifically, I've had absolutely no issues with. I highly recommend you get this for 22s if you're going hunting for rabbits. I like using the copper-plated hollow points personally. But lately I've been using these copper hollow points, the Winchester Super X. I do not recommend these. You saw in the last video where I was hunting porcupine, I had 2 rounds back to back misfire. And before they saw those videos when I've been hunting and using this ammunition, I've had 2 more malfunctions with these rounds. So I do not recommend you buy these rounds. So far the Federal have been working really well. And then I'll also be trying these next time, CCI, see how they go. I've read a lot online that people highly recommend these rounds. They are more reliable. So once I'm done using these Winchesters, I mean, I don't have much left. So, well, I shouldn't say I don't have much left, but this case is almost empty. But once this case runs out and I use them all up, I'll be switching and trying these guys out, and I'll let you know when the time comes how those rounds fare. So the rest of the stuff here in this pack, that I pack, is not really related to firearms or knives. So first of all, this spray here, Scent Away, very, very useful so far. Every time I've been using this spray, I have been getting very close to deer, within, I'd say, easily 20 or 30 yards of deer using this spray. And there's been a couple situations where I've been literally only 10 yards away from a deer before it takes note of me. So I use the spray every time I go out hunting, even when I go for rabbits. I mean, honestly guys, you don't have to use this. It's just, I just like it. Every time I've used it, I've always seen animals. And there's been a couple times where I've been hunting and I haven't used this spray and I haven't seen as many animals. So could it be just a fluke or could it be working? I don't know, and I don't want to take that chance. So I always use this spray here, Scent Away, and I got some wipes as well. So you can wipe it on your hands or your neck or your face to wipe away any of your odor. So that way the animals don't smell you. Binoculars, always useful guys, especially for deer. I generally speaking don't use them when I'm going hunting for rabbits, but I do use it when I'm going hunting for deer. Always good to get yourself a pair of binoculars. Got myself a multi-tool, not necessary, but again, when you're going hunting, you're going in the wilderness and you want to be ready for worst case scenario, being stuck out there. Obviously, that's probably not going to happen where I'm going. It's a very small area and there's houses nearby. So I don't have a lot to worry about, but it's always better to be safe than sorry. So I always carry my multi-tool with me. My 22 uses a red dot sight, so that's the only reason why I carry these extra batteries. The red dot sight is not, it's fixed. It's not movable. So if the red dot fails and the battery runs out, I'm screwed. I can't shoot any more animals. So I always carry a backup just for those reasons. Got your first aid kit. It's a simple homemade kit. I just grabbed some stuff around the house. Let's see, your Band-Aids, polysporin, got some tissues, got some Tylenol, some tweezers, stuff like that. I also got a tensor bandage here, just in case. And because I am an asthmatic, I always carry around my set of puffers. So for example, if you have allergies and regularly carry an EpiPen, put that in your hunting pack as well. And then for survival situations, again, the just in case scenario, I always carry with me paracord. I saw a few videos online where skinning the porcupine was a little bit easier after you hung it up. So I'm gonna try that the next time I get one. I did skin it in the snow in the first video. It wasn't terribly difficult, but looking at the people when they tied it up to the tree and hung it, it seemed to make the process a lot easier. So I'm gonna be trying that next time. So carry a rope with me, paracord. For fire starting, I got some waterproof matches in a little container here. And I got my Flint and Steel. And the nice cool thing about this Flint and Steel is there's a whistle attached to the steel part here. So it's actually really useful. And then as a backup, I got my Fox 40 whistle. You can't go wrong with Fox 40. If you blow on this whistle hard enough, people will hear you. When I'm deer hunting, I always like carrying around a flashlight, and that's why I have this built-in flashlight in the toque. I'll be hunting deer in the winter time, so it's gonna be cold out, so why not carry this? Got this as a Christmas present from my wife, and I gotta tell you, it's really handy, really, really good. And because I'm hunting in winter time, hot hands, or those foot warmers. You can get a box of them from Costco. I still got the box, and I bought that box like 2 years ago, and it's still lasting. I mean, you do have to check the expiry on them because they will become ineffective. So this one right here is gonna expire July 2023. So it's still gonna work for a few more years, but always carry around a set of these. You will not regret it, especially in the winter time. Let's see here. All right, we're coming up near the end. One of the things is whenever you go hunting, if you're gonna be out in the woods for the whole day, bring a roll of toilet paper. Personally, I prefer wet wipes. So I always carry a pack of wet wipes. And the second purpose too, guys, whenever I got an animal, I always just wash my hands in the snow. But when I get back to my car and I want to go driving home, I like using the wet wipes just to take off that little extra bit of blood so you don't get it in your car. So that's the second purpose why wet wipes are very useful to carry. And I've been finding even in -20, I carry these in my backpack and they don't freeze. Even in -20. So that's why I don't usually carry toilet paper even in the colder conditions. All right. And then lastly, we're coming out near the end here. I got some plastic bags with me. So I carry Ziploc bags. It's always useful to have the Ziploc bags when you're dealing with the rabbit hide. It helps the rabbit hide from getting contaminated with any further blood or dirt, whatever the case may be. So I always put my hide in these plastic bags. And because I do brain tanning, I also put the braid in here. So that way I can use it for tanning later on. Grocery bags, I usually put the rabbit after I've skinned it and gutted it. I always put it in this plastic bag. And then I put this in a big garbage bag here. And I put that in my backpack. And the reason being is just, I don't want to get my backpack dirty. There's no reason to put blood inside this thing. So I always put it in put the rabbit in the grocery bag in the garbage bag, and then that in my backpack. And I haven't had any issues of getting any blood onto my backpack. So there you have it, guys. That's my full kit breakdown for what I usually carry and use whenever I go hunting. So go ahead in the comments below. Let me know what you guys usually pack in your backpacks when you go hunting. If you have any recommendations on stuff that I should have, again, pop it in the comments below. And as always, guys, be safe out there when you go hunting, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.